Good morning, everyone. I am privileged to be here to serve you. So, anything I can get for you? At my serve, yeah. Any more juice? No. All right. And I'm not going to be here alone. We are four. Sinong gusto nyo unahin ko? Yung pinakabata or yung pinakamatanda? Kasi tatlong generation to eh. Pinakagwapo. Mag-aaway yung dalawa. Dalawa yung gwapo, isang maganda eh. Sige, unahin natin yung pinakabata. Anak ni General ba to? Ang anak ni Secretary Pido rin. Siya yung young yoga leader, Bryson Bonsol. Bryson, come over here. Young talaga? So, diyan ka talaga? Yeah, sure. Pili ka lang ng upuan mo. Mas malaki yung bayad dyan kasi mas mas malaki.
Good morning. Thank you.
Good morning, Bryson. Introduce ka mamaya ulit. And then, sino na? Yung maganda na or yung gwapo? Sige, yun muna maganda. Former Binibining Pilipinas, 2002. Universe, okay, fine. Universe daw. Karen Agustin, Austria. Parang walang lagnat, ha? In fairness. Pag upo pa lang, Diyos ko. Yan ang mga ganyan lakad na hindi ko magawa. Bilang speaker. Sa totoo lang, tinatry ko. At of course, ito pong napaka-special po sana ng ating ikatlong panelist because siya po ay guru at siya po ay haligi ng industriya. So, ipapakilala ko na po, international trainer, Mr. Professor Ricky De Vera. Si Professor po ay nag-start ng kanyang public speaking career nung daycare center pa po ang inatinan ko. So, ganyan po siya katanda. Ay, magbibigay ka lang. Ganyan po siya ka-season. Be blessed. Thank you so much. Magmano ka rin. Magmano ka. Okay. So, ito po yung millennial. Ito po yung Gen X. Sige, millennial. Sige. Millennial. Feeling millennial. All right, sige. In our panel discussion, let me start with my story. When I started about 12 years ago, there was nothing so much for me. Like, I didn't know where to go, who to talk to start my career as public speaker. And it was very hard for me until 12 years later, we are here, gathered here, and we have the opportunity to be able to prepare something for the next generation. And that is why we're here. And for my panel discussion, we're going to talk about how to jumpstart your career, or if you're already a professional speaker, how to level up your game. And these three panelists can probably help me out. So let me start with this question. Yes, that is the question. Professor Ricky, when did you start? And why did you start? Is it something na by accident nangyari sa'yo? Or is it something that you chose on purpose?
I was diagnosed as an introvert.
Who diagnosed that?
She's now a follower.
Oh.
Now, I was in grade school and high school. I'm the shy type. I was asked to go visit the guidance counseling, and straight in high school, grade school, you are an introvert.
Wow. Is it an award, something they give to you?
I dreaded myself, when I'm beside a pretty lady, I shy away.
Oh, wow.
Whenever I go to a party, I love the food. And I even actually wanted to date the librarian.
No way.
No, but seriously, I am an introvert. I was diagnosed. And I remembered my mom was telling me one time, why are you using that diagnosis as a reason not to shine? It had to take a mom to say that.
Yeah, in English.
And she was a Tagalog teacher.
Okay.
So when she speaks in English, she's serious. If anybody here is from St. Scholastica's, my mom has been a teacher there for the last 38 years. She's the Tagalog teacher of Santa Escolastica. So whenever she speaks in English, seryoso na siya. So that's a wake-up call for me. I still love my private moments, but I'm really surprised I can talk to 10,000 people. I can speak for 3 days
Straight?
straight, 8 hours a day. I think some of you know that.
Good thing you cleared it out. 8 hours a day.
I need to recharge.
Okay. I thought it was 24/7.
So it was. I felt when I take a look at it from the past, it's like I always say thank you because there are reasons why you are here today, and I think that was a reason. Being an introvert is not an excuse not to go and
Okay.
shine.
Calling all introverts? Yes. Oh, there's one. Really? Oh, you are seeing your future here. Yeah. Miss Austria, your question.
Thank you for your question. I believe
I
that.
anticipated that. I anticipated.
So, well, I think that a lot of, well, now you know that I was a former Binibining Pilipinas Universe. That was 15 years ago, back in 2002. I was 19 years old at the time. And I was a college student too. Actually, before that, I was planning to be a lawyer. My first course was legal management. So that was my original direction in my life. And that didn't really work out.
It seems.
That didn't work out. And my path kind of changed because someone discovered me and forced me to join the pageant. And I joined the pageant and I won it and I competed and I represented the country. And then a personality development school somewhere here in Makati. Yeah, they hired me to teach, and I was thinking, I can do this for a while passing time because I'm under contract with Miss Philippines, and you're not really allowed, technically you're not allowed to go to school or work. You have to resign or stop schooling for like 18 months. So this one I can do because it's like a freelance thing. It's an every session thing. So the first class I ever taught, it was a class on poise and posture. I was instantly addicted to being able to teach someone and having those people say, really? Is that so? Okay, I'll do that. Okay, let me do this. And then 1 week later, they come back and told me, I feel so much better. I feel so confident. Like every time I go to, I go to my friends now, I walk like this and people say nice things about me. And I was like, wow, I affected the change on that person. And I got addicted to being able to affect change to others. So I didn't really consciously decide it, but I stayed in that path. I stayed with being a teacher in that school, and I realized at some point that, just teaching what I know to these people isn't enough. I want to be more professional in it. So I invested in myself, actually.
How much?
Let's not talk about that.
All right.
Let's
Thank
not
you.
scare people.
All right.
The first day. Okay?
Got it.
No, but at that time, I had opportunities, that came my way. Plus, my parents were also very supportive. So I invested in myself by professionalizing myself as an image consultant, professionalizing myself as an etiquette consultant, all in different institutions abroad.
Like?
And all in the Protocol School of Washington, in the International Image Institute, in the Center for Coaching Certification. I'm an addict when it comes to training. Yeah. I became an addict when it comes to training because I became an addicted trainer. And
you're an addict?
A bit, yes. In a good way.
In a good way.
In a good way. And part of my training programs always included public speaking training. And I realized that even if I could speak English, that wasn't public speaking. You probably know this by now, that you probably have friends who are really excellent at speaking English, but they're not really good speakers. So I realized that in the beginning of my career, I was just teaching it like, in a bakla way. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this is what you do, ha? Okay, that's great. That's enough. That's how I used to do it. But now I became more systematic, and I became more result-oriented rather than I just want to get it out there. And then as a speaker, I realized it's different from personal coaching and for teaching a class. So, there's like the body movement and being able to make sure that every ear in this room is listening to me. So I found the different techniques through all my different trainings, and now I'm here, seated on the couch with you, interviewing me.
Yeah,
Thank you for that question.
Yeah.
So that's how I started. I didn't consciously, like,
Yeah.
just to go back to your question, I didn't consciously decide on it. It just happened. And I have to say, thank goodness that my whole lawyering thing didn't work out.
Yeah.
Because I probably would have, no offense to all lawyers, I'm sure it's a great job, but seeing my personality, I need to just keep talking in front of people.
Yeah, the judge
To-
would be afraid.
To be judged all the time. I'm okay to be in this position rather than be researching and giving justice to
Exactly.
people. It's like, you can get that from someone else. I'm not sure I can do that for you.
It's amazing how you don't stop. Like, yeah.
I
first
know,
time-
right? And I really am sick, guys.
And she's
But-
sick.
I'm supposed to be done now. Okay, so.
Can you imagine if she's not sick? I mean, what's gonna
Yes.
happen?
Oh, yes. So
Byron,
there.
I'm sorry. Are you there?
Yes.
He's here now. I'm done, I promise.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much, Karen.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I don't know about your story.
Yes.
I don't know about your story.
I already gave you my story.
I did not read it. So
That's why you did not respond to
Yeah,
my
exactly.
message. Okay, so
Of course, I know your story.
all right.
But I
thank
would
you.
rather ask you to tell them your story.
Thank you, Sir Lloyd. So I would like to thank my mentor, Sir Pido Aguilar, for allowing me to be part of this panel group for Jumpstart. So my name is Bryson. If Sir was yes, why? All right, sorry. So if Sir was diagnosed as an introvert, yes, I diagnosed myself as an extrovert. Myself.
You diagnosed yourself.
Yes.
Wow.
I remember when I was in
Something's
grade 4. I remember when I was in grade school, I was the most talkative in class, and I think it all began there. So for those of you who have students, especially those who are teachers here who are talkative, okay, they have a good future, okay, as public speaker.
So, noisy pupil.
Yes, so they,
Bryson.
Correct. So the president or the classroom secretary would write my name on the board, Bryson, and beside my name there will be sticks. Okay, the number of times I talk. Okay, and one time I remember my grade 4 teacher in history said, "Bryson, you're so noisy. The next time I see you talking, I'm going to give you a consequence, which is you are going to give a report." And I like that. So what I did, I talked to my classmate, and then my teacher, "Bryson, next meeting you're going to report on this." Yes. Because I like talking. I think that's, if you like talking, okay, I think that's the start when you can see that, oh, I think I have a future in
But
public
is this
speaking.
something that you that you chose on purpose? Like, I wanted to be a speaker?
Yes, when I was in college, well, the school would always send me to contests. Okay, pero laging talo.
It's okay. It doesn't matter. You're in the contest.
In debates, I would win.
Marami naman tayo tingin ko natatalo.
But in giving speeches, I would always lose. Okay?
Where are they? Would you know? I mean, the winners?
They're not here.
Interesting.
Okay, so when I was in college, I began reading books about success, about public speaking. And I remember when I was in third year college, I began writing my goals. And one of my goals is that I would like to become a motivational/inspirational speaker, giving talks, seminars, workshops to schools, companies, and communities. I would like to be like Francis J. Kong or Brother Bo Sanchez. in
Or
that
Lloyd
level.
Luna.
Or Lloyd
Yes,
Luna.
yes.
Okay.
Thank you. You almost forgot.
So I wrote that, okay, in my goals, and I forgot about my goals because I entered the religious formation program of the De La Salle Brothers. So I entered the formation program, the postulancy program, and then after discernment, I left because the brothers are actually for school, for teachers. They will be teachers, and
And you know how it is in class.
Yes, I taught for a year, and I like speaking. I like giving lectures, but I do not like making lesson plans, checking papers.
That's
So,
practical.
yeah, so
Lyceum people, can you relate?
and then I worked in Ateneo for 3 years as a campus minister, giving recollections and retreats. And then in my second year as a campus minister, I attended a seminar called Success Seminar. And then one message is repeating in my mind: establish a company, be a motivational speaker, be a motivational speaker. So that month, I had my business registered. The name of my business, the name of my company is Be Blessed Training and Information Center.
Yes.
And I'm still in Ateneo that time. I resigned after 3 years and became full-time now. So I'm full-time now, so 3 years na.
Thank you so much, Bryson. I cannot imagine that this panel can be so hard to moderate because they don't just stop. I mean, Professor, can you give me an insight, please? Let me talk about another issue. It's like when you start, of course, how much are you get paid? No, because it's one issue when you start. It's probably one of the challenges that we face as a speaker. I mean, how do you measure your value, if anything?
This one, sir.
The mic favors the ladies. I'll probably put it this way. Around 15 years ago, thereabouts, I met this person who I admired. Interestingly, we were both going to be a speaker to a convention. I go to this person, I sit beside him, and I say, you know what? You're my inspiration. Sabi niya, really? Yes. I've been listening to your radio shows. I've been awed by you. You're my inspiration. And then I said, you're probably so busy. And then he asked me, aren't you busy? And I said, busy? I remembered my planner. At that time, I was probably around one speaking engagement every 2 weeks. I said, I am one speaking engagement every 2 weeks. How about you? And he mentioned to me, with all modesty, he wasn't bragging, 175 already, and it's only March. That's practically like 2 speaking engagement a day.
Yes.
I said, wow, what's your secret? And I remembered what he mentioned. There is no secret. It's all in you. That's why I totally agreed with what was mentioned by Jonathan. It's not the numerical. It's how committed you are in what you want to do and bring it to the next level. Two years ago, we met again. And you know what was so interesting? I've shared the stage with this fellow 6 times already, back to back. An inspiration, and now you're together back to back. So 2 years ago, he said, Ricky, kamusta na? How are you? I said, I'm doing fine. How many bookings already? Every day, I have a speaking engagement. So that, I wouldn't like to call it the money, no. I'm also a professor. I teach in Ateneo, La Salle, UAP. My mother is a teacher. It's what I call psychic income. If you get more people coming to you at the end and saying, I'm inspired. I have a lot of my students. Ralph Rector is my student. Nanette Medved is my student. I get to see them and they say, Prof, you instilled a lot in me. For me, that's much more than the income. That's the psychic income.
Right. So, yeah. He's for free, starting today. For free.
I know my priorities. Just like Jonathan, I am supportive of this association. I am supportive.
Thank you so much, Sir Ricky. What about you, Miss Karen? Is it an issue? Because sometimes people would ask for your numerical value.
Right.
And how do you compute your numerical value? The prof does not want to answer. So it's in you now.
That's a difficult question to answer, but I
You're-
have an
you're
answer
Miss
for that too.
Oh.
But not numerical too. Kagayahin ko siya, maganda eh.
Go
Ito na
ahead.
answer niya, no? Okay, so, well, no, okay, I can be a bit factual. And yeah, let's put maybe not really numbers, but an idea on what I used to earn before, or per speaking. I remember starting out really through through a lot of favors and doing a lot of X deals. So yeah, sometimes in the beginning of my career, especially, imagine I was already a beauty queen. I was already, Binibining Pilipinas Universe, and to do a fashion show or to do an appearance on TV, we would get paid like, quite well because of the title. But then for speaking engagements, we got paid okay, but we had TF, talent fee. But as a speaker, parang I realized that the title is still there because, it's like a celebrity thing. But as a speaker, they really pay based on your caliber. So I remember in the beginning, I really used to do things for X deal. I received products. So I got a lot of lotions and a whole lot of vitamins and a bunch of medicines that I don't need half of the time. And oh my gosh, a lot of water, different flavors of water. In the beginning, in fairness, I could probably live my life without buying stuff during that time. I got a lot of X deals or gift certificates like massage and nail stuff and all these things. And I realized that, nobody can earn that much right away in the beginning of my career. Who am I? I mean, I was a 19-year-old, sure, beauty queen, but a starting teacher, starting speaker. So I was raised very spiritual by my Catholic parents. So I was also taught to be humble and to just be grateful with anything that you receive. Like, oh anak, here is, may I speak Tagalog for this portion? Oh anak, this is what the client gave you. Oh, ito, mga tubig mo, pasalamat ka sa Diyos. Buti may tubig ka. Ay, maraming bata dyan, walang tubig. So, yes, ma'am. Thank you, Lord. I receive water for my day. Yeah. Lalo na if it's a mineral water company that was a sponsor of the event, And then some kind of GC from like a mall. So, that was the beginning. And I remember just loving everything that I was receiving during that time. And I was just thankful because, at 19, I was still living with my parents. So, that's okay. People were still feeding me. And I was still surviving. And I can live with that. And then eventually the financial income started coming in. Of course, it started out small, but now I'm happy to say.
How small?
I remember during that time, even at like 1,000 an hour.
1,000 an hour.
Yeah, 2,000 an hour, and to do a speaking engagement. The teaching is different. There's a different fee for teaching. There's a different fee for one-on-one coaching. There's a different fee to teach in corporate, and then there's a different fee to be a speaker for like a large crowd. So I don't know how the others categorize their fees, but that's how I did mine. And for my speaking engagement for big crowds, I started literally at like, imagine, big crowd, 1,000 an hour.
Yeah, I mean, I cannot.
You cannot.
I cannot imagine.
Yes. But I'm happy to say that 15 years later, definitely I that has grown so much more. And I may not have speaking engagements every day, but I do actually for this year at least. Actually, natatawa siya because he knows that's kind of a lie or something. But I do have workshops every day. This year, it just started this year, in fact. Even last year, I consciously made the decision. Actually, just by the way, I'm married. I have 3 kids, 3 small ones. So 7, 5, and 2.
3 kids?
Yeah. Yes.
How?
7, 5, and 2. So they're really small. So I remember last year telling to God, I was telling him na, okay, Lord, it's okay if I don't get much jobs this year because I want to focus on my kids and raise them well. So last year, God totally listened and didn't give me much work. He gave me 2 workshops per month or something. And I'm like, it's okay, Lord. At least my husband's working and he's bringing home the bacon and we get to pay things. So it's okay. And towards the end of the year, I was thinking, Lord, I think my kids are getting bigger now, and I don't mind working again. And when you're good and when you're humble and when you're sincere about the things that you say, God really listens. He really does. So starting as early as December, I was getting bookings for literally January to June of this year. And you know this because he's having difficulty in booking me. I literally have workshops every single day. Like this week, Friday is my only free day. And I'm incredibly sorry, but I'm kind of sick this week. So if shake your hands. I'm
She-
so sorry,
again,
but
she's
I will,
sick.
in spirit, kiss everybody. But last Monday, it's a good thing that I have a partner in my company, Kyra Chrysostom, who's also my sister. She's well trained as an image consultant, so I got her to sub for me for my corporate workshop on Monday, and they agreed. The client agreed. But yesterday I had to power through because the client really wanted me, and then today I'm here, and tomorrow I have a new client, so I'm powering through that too. Guys, I am really. I told you I'm an addict. I'm also incredibly high with all my drugs right now. I'm so painless at the moment. My brain is kind of floating.
That explains why.
Yes.
You don't want Bryson.
Stop! I will keep talking.
You don't want
Yes.
Bryson to speak. I think he has something to say. Don't you think?
But yes. But my point is, thank you for reminding me that it's your turn. So I
Yeah.
need to end this portion now. So just to end it, sometimes you really start that way. You start with a paper bag of vitamins. But you treat that paper bag of vitamins as, okay, this is going to make me live today, but tomorrow something else will make me live, and something else will provide for me next time. And you will be surprised on how much that actually grows, throughout the years. And like what you said, sometimes you create a goal. When you look back, oh my gosh, that was my goal 5 years. I'm totally way more right now. So sometimes you just have to accept whatever comes your way. And God will just give you so much more later on.
Thank you. Thank you. Sir Bryson,
How many
Sorry, are
seconds?
you okay?
It's okay.
do you realize she's just getting your time? So.
It's okay. I read in a book, or I heard this from someone, that you just have to do what you love, and money will follow. I believed in that line. And so I do what I love, and indeed money flows and money follows me. And God is so generous. They were talking about their speaking engagements. Like every day, I also have speaking engagements every day. Actually, until next year, I'm already booked until March, by March 2018, by God's grace.
Oh.
So tomorrow I have another talk in Nuvali. I have to go back there. And
You can send me.
you're asking us about professional fees, something like that? How do we?
How do you value yourself? Because it's one of the challenge when you're starting up.
So I was talking to Sir Pidot then. So we always have coffee monthly or twice a month. And
He's paying.
and he told me that if students can pay 250 pesos to watch a movie for 2 hours, maybe for mere entertainment or for, let's say, for inspiration, yes, can they not pay the same amount when they attend your talk? So I also count the number of participants, the length of my talk, and of course, the venue. So before, when I was starting, I would tell the organizers, ma'am, sir, it's up to you. It's up to you po. It's okay. It's
Yeah,
up to
I don't
you
have
po.
any budget, so it's up
so
to
it's
me.
up to you. And then, from time to time, I also listen to different professional speakers who would share their experiences when it comes to how they budget their professional fees. So monthly, I would increase my professional fee that up to this point in time, maybe I can share, not the amount, but just the idea.
Because someone in BIR is here.
I pay my
So,
taxes, BIR.
All right.
Well,
All right.
okay, I help the
Amen.
country, I help the Philippines. I
Yeah.
love my country. So, I'm so happy with God's grace that my monthly income in Ateneo, I can earn it in an hour.
Wow.
In an hour. For some companies, of
So
course.
Ateneo is not paying so much, is it?
I'm happy with Ateneo. I can actually stay there forever because I love the
Alright.
community. But I just followed my my calling to this
Alright.
kind of a profession.
All right.
So
Thank you so
there.
much, gentlemen
Thank
and
you.
lady.
Yeah.
We are now going to accept questions from the crowd, from the audience. Any questions? We have 15 minutes. Okay, wag pong magsabay-sabay yung pagtatanong. Isa-isa lang po. Aha.
May I just say something since we mentioned BIR?
Gosh, it will take you another 15 minutes to
No, it's
answer.
like 3 minutes. Maybe
Alright.
2, maybe 1.
Okay.
No, I remember when I started registering for myself, I remember having a difficulty. I don't know if you guys had a difficulty too, because there is no category for speakers. Right. I remember finding it so hard because when I was in that other school in the beginning, when I was getting more work through that school, I was just like an employee, so I didn't have to file taxes on my own. Then later on, when I moved away from there and I did things on my own now, so I had to register myself now. And I didn't have a company, and I didn't want to register a company. I wanted to register myself, like how a doctor does it or how an engineer does it. So I didn't realize, Amiga, that you can do that. And upon a lot of consultations, so apparently, FYI, since we're talking about jump-starting your profession, you can register yourself as a person straight to BIR. You said under other services, but for some reason that didn't work out for me. So there was a category, and my registration reflects it this way. So Karen Lord Agustin, and my SIN number, and my category is adult education. It's very
Seriously?
It is. I can show you my 2303. Adult
please.
education, my friends. Ang saya. Okay. But then I accepted it. And then later on, like a few years later, in 2010, I established my corporation. So I have 2 receipts. So I actually do get sometimes I ask the client, so are you hiring me as Karen or are you hiring my company, Global Image Management?
Boom.
And I have some clients who would prefer to hire my corporation. I don't know why, and I don't know what is it with hiring a corporation versus an individual. But then I do have some clients who would hire me directly as Karen Lauren Agustin. So I offered 2
1
things.
minute.
Tapos na.
Yes, thank you.
Adult education, guys.
Any question from the crowd, please? Kanina,
Yes.
ingay-ingay nyo ng break.
2.
Tapos ngayon, tahimik tayo.
He can go first, and you can go next, Chris.
Ladies first. Yes? No, please.
All right.
Ikaw na.
So yeah, I'm by the way, I'm Joey from Letran Calamba. My question is: has there been a chance that you thought you were underpaid or overpaid?
Absolutely. Sorry.
Ikaw na naman, ka?
Supposed to say no.
Yeah. Prof, baka may...
Let me just put it this way. When you have reached the level where a client tells you, I will not negotiate because I know we're getting value from you. And that's my level now. It's not that I'm bragging,
Yeah.
but they don't anymore negotiate.
Right.
Because once you've carved a niche in the market, then you have stood out. And when I feel like I have some clients who's been getting me for the last 7 years for their convention, that says something.
Right.
So that's how I'd like to answer it.
So there's no underpaid or overpaid?
It's for me. It's not. Maybe at the start there's a price you look at, but then eventually at the end of the day, because I've also realized one thing, I'm not too much now into the. Because I remember what Jonathan also mentioned. I truly believe in that. You need to specialize somewhere. I started in public speaking. I'm now more known for corporate mentorship. And I hope you don't mind. I've been brought to Shanghai. I just came back from the East Coast. I'm speaking to 5,000 people. You're getting compensated because you're the only Asian speaker in that convention. So it's not the prize, it's the pride. And I'm so happy now. I've been to so many countries. That's why I remembered when what was the first question to us by our keynote speaker? Possibility. Ask me, Lloyd, but I wrote there.
What did you write there?
My golly, thank you for asking that. You know what I wrote there? I want to bring more Filipinos with me to the international stage because I'm bringing already the Philippines to the international.
Good thing I asked, you know? Yeah.
So that's the possibility. I'm there. I'm not bragging, but it's so sweet to be there in front of Europeans, Americans, and they ask, "From where are you? Asia?" You know, and more often than not, they would think I'm Singaporean. You're Singaporean. You're so good. No. I'm Filipino. Where's that? Oh, we own the Pacific Ocean. So, guys, 3,000, 4,000.
Yeah.
You know, Toronto, 10,000. 80% of them are Europeans, Canadians, etc. they're trying to wait for an Asian to break it. We're breaking it. And I'm happy that Jonathan is here to help champion it as well. That's my purpose.
That's the possibility. All right.
That's why when you asked me, I said, I also know my purpose. I know where I can be good at. And it's not forming an association. But I will definitely support this association.
Thank you,
will.
Professor. Thank you so much. Thank you. Ikaw ang unang sagot nung ikalawang tanong. Kasi pahabaan kasi silang dalawa.
Sure.
So, dumadagdag ka pa. Any more questions from the crowd? Chris? Chris?
So I will no longer answer the first question.
Oh, wag na. Hayaan mo na yan siya.
Okay.
Mamaya, mag-usap na lang kayo mamaya.
You can approach me later.
Yeah. Oo. Yes, Chris?
Magandang umaga. Ako po si Cristina Guerrero, isa
Patay
akong
tayo dyan.
entrepreneur.
Tagalog to siya.
Tagalog. No, sorry. First, I want to appreciate everybody who's here, especially Karen. I met her 3 years ago, and I remember asking her, how do you build that confidence? Because back then, I was a new mom. I was 35 pounds heavier, and she told me, maniwala ka, you're beautiful, and you can make that change. And I met her today. I told her about that I've gone 180 degrees, and my friends can attest to this. But my question is for Prof. I'm also diagnosed, my MBTI is INTJ. I am an introvert. How do you recharge at the beginning or at the end of the day? Because you are aware that you lose energy when you speak to a big crowd. How do you remain authentic to who you are and still give value to lives to a lot of people?
That's called consultancy. And that's a separate discussion. But I'm known for being consultant. Okay. No, I'd like to put it this way. I've used by being an introvert as actually the reason why I am able to speak to many. Because I use being an introvert to reflect back on how to improve my. It is. I just like to say this. It's not work anymore for me. It's a calling. It is a calling. And there's been cases that I've been asked to speak. I remember there was a time I was asked to speak to go to the hinterlands of Bohol, to speak to they call it the locals. You don't charge for that anymore. It's a calling. You reach out, and then they get to know you, and then it comes back to you 100-fold. Then the LGU mayor says, you know what? You didn't charge us. No, because this is a calling. And then you know how Filipinos are. The utang na loob. Because I don't expect anything in return. If you want to give something, don't expect anything in return. When it comes back to you, it comes 100-fold, 1,000-fold. So that's how I see it. I still have my private moments in terms of I get tired, but you don't look at it as work. Nobody wants work. Look at it as a calling. Right. And every day, I always have this tabulation. How many have I touched today in my life? If you start counting on that, then that becomes the motivation.
All right.
By the way, I'm moving away from being a speaker. I'd like to brand myself more as an inspirational mentor.
That should be it. That should be it. All right. Can I ask for your closing statements? Each?
Ako na muna.
Ito na lang muna kasi.
So I can think.
Sige, so you can think. All right.
Galing naman ng pageant, quick thinkers kami.
Go ahead.
Okay, so basically what we are trying to establish here is how we started our careers and the challenges that we faced along the way. And we've shared our own stories. And all I want to say as my closing is that we have different ways of starting our careers. All of you will have different ways of starting your own careers. And you'll have different avenues that you would like to focus on. Some would be on what you mentioned, corporate membership, something like that, right? And then image and motivation and inspiration and all these things. And whatever you decide, first of all, I feel and I really believe that you need to be committed to it. And if you're not willing to commit to that, then you have to change your direction. Because the only way for you to succeed in something is when you really love what you're doing and when you're willing to commit everything in what you're about to do. So if you're willing to commit your time, your money, your sometimes your quality time with your family, sometimes, and even yourself, like, you know, you make sacrifices about yourself, like you have to attend this and attend that. So if you're willing to spend all of those for this particular path, then you go ahead and do it. But if you feel that what you're about to do isn't the right thing for you, it's okay that you're not willing. Just look for something else. Trust me, there's always something for you. Anything is possible for you. And once you find the thing that you love the most and you're willing to commit to it, then that's when hard work comes in, and that's when passion can start coming in.
Thank you so much, candidate number 28.
Thank you.
Oh, ikaw na.
Alright, so my final message would be keep on learning, get a coach, collaborate, because each time I would see seminars, workshops in my Facebook, I would attend and invest on myself because I learned many new things. Minsan sabi natin, I already know that, but if you just get one word and then that one word that you got from the speaker will totally change your life and your perspective, it's worth more than $1 billion even. So keep on learning and get a mentor. So I have a mentor. So I'm so happy that my mentor is here, Sir Pido Aguilar. My daddy. Nagulat bigla.
May resemblance kayo.
And of course, thank you, Sir Choi. I would also like to thank Sir Choi for giving me a break in a radio show. I would like to promote our radio show. It's The Author's Voice. It's every Sunday, 8 to 9 in the morning, where we invite authors, Filipino authors, to talk about your book, and you are going to share there your skills, your gifts in writing a book. So it's 8 to 9 in 8 Trimedia. So watch us and join us.
All
and,
right.
Just approach me if you want to guest in our radio show. Thank you. Thank you, Sir
Bryson Bonsol. Everyone. And Prof.
Okay. I learned from my sister. She's younger than me. She said, Kuya, be a game changer. Just wanted to share to all of you, my sister was applying for PNG. She got turned down. Today, she is the president of Procter & Gamble Global for feminine care business, which is a $7 billion business. 130 countries reports to her. She has 8,000 multicultural. She doesn't call them employees, she calls them talent. And she's saying that we have a place in this global community if we create a difference. And that's where I'm coming from. I love talking to people regardless of what genre, because ideas, you have no monopoly of that. She's our youngest, okay? And I'm learning. She has been noted to be the game changer. Like to share, and she is now in the short list, and it came out already in Cincinnati as the possible first female CEO of P&G. She's Asian, she's Filipina, she stands 4'11", 90 pounds, 4 children. But when she speaks, the whole world listens.
Honorary member.
By the way, I'm the brother.
All right. So there's a succession. Right. All right. Thank you so much for being here, Professor Ricky, Karen, and Bryson. My name is Lloyd Luna. Wala na po akong sasabihin pa. Promise, my intention is for these people to share what they have. So, thank you for sitting there and speaking.
Okay.
And, Bio, iano mo na, magpasalamat kayo sa amin. Okay.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lloyd Luna. Thank you very much, Sir Ricky, Karen, and Bryson. Okay, so, yeah, you can leave na. Housemates, pwede na kayong umuwi.